High Commander Zarthik stood on the bridge of the Eternal Dominion, his 4 eyes gleaming with contempt as he studied the holographic display. Before him floated the pitiful defense fleet of the human homeworld, Earth they called it. 12 vessels. 12 laughably small ships against the might of the Krellian Armada's 300 warships. Is this a joke? Zarthik's mandibles clicked in what passed for laughter among his kind. Did they send maintenance craft by mistake? His tactical officer, a younger Krellian named Velmor, consulted his readings. No, High Commander. According to our intelligence, this is their entire defensive fleet. Each vessel measures approximately 300 meters. Primitive fusion drives, kinetic weapons, and early plasma technology. The bridge erupted in chittering laughter. The Krellian Empire had conquered 47 star systems in the past century. Their ships stretched over 2 kilometers long, armed with antimatter torpedoes and quantum disruptors. They had crushed civilizations that had mastered technologies humanity hadn't even theorized yet. They dare call themselves a spacefaring civilization? Zarthik settled into his command throne. Transmit their surrender terms. Tell them they have 1 rotation to evacuate their leadership, or we will reduce their cities to ash. The human response came faster than expected. A single transmission, audio only from the lead vessel designated Defiance. This is Captain Sarah Chen of Earth Defense Force. We decline your terms. Turn back now or face consequences you cannot imagine. The bridge fell silent for a moment before erupting in renewed laughter. Zarthik wiped moisture from his primary eyes. Consequences? Oh, this is delightful. I almost feel pity for their delusion. Velmor, initiate assault formation. Let's end this quickly. I want to be dining on their capital world by sunset. The Krellian fleet advanced, their massive dreadnoughts moving into position like predators circling wounded prey. The human ships held their ground, maintaining a defensive sphere around their blue-green planet. High Commander, Velmor interrupted. The human vessels. They're doing something strange. Strange how? They're broadcasting electromagnetic signals. Ancient ones. And they're beginning to separate, moving into unusual patterns. Zarthik leaned forward. On the tactical display, the 12 human ships had begun to spread out, each taking a position at seemingly random points around Earth. Then, simultaneously, they began to spin, not erratically, but in perfect synchronization like a choreographed dance. What are they doing? Zarthik demanded. That's when the space around each human vessel began to shimmer. Captain Chen's voice came through again, but this time with an edge of grim satisfaction. You wanted to see Earth's fleet, Zarthik? You're about to meet our legends. The first shimmer coalesced behind the Defiance, and Zarthik felt his blood freeze. A massive vessel materialized, sleek, white, with 2 enormous saucer sections connected by a graceful neck. Its hull bore the letters NCC 1701. That's impossible, Velmor whispered. That design shouldn't even function. The structural integrity. It doesn't need to function in reality, Chen's voice cut through. It just needs to function in human imagination. And we've imagined very, very hard. Around Earth, space continued to tear open. Behind each of the 12 anchor ships, impossibly massive vessels appeared. A wedge-shaped monstrosity marked with the symbol of a galactic empire, its surface bristling with thousands of weapons. A sleek warship with forward-swept wings and the words Battlestar Galactica emblazoned on its hull. A Gothic cathedral of a spacecraft, kilometers of ornate architecture housing weapons that defied physics. High Commander, Velmor's voice cracked with panic. I'm reading ships that shouldn't exist. The sensors say they're there, but every physical law says they can't be. Zarthik stared at the impossible fleet manifesting before him. Humanity's 12 ships were still there, but each now acted as a beacon, an anchor point for something that had lived in human dreams and stories for centuries. Starships from fiction, from entertainment, from the collective imagination of an entire species, all made real through technology the Krellians couldn't begin to comprehend. Humans spent 300 years imagining how to fight in space. Chen continued. We wrote stories, made films, created entire universes of conflict. And while you were conquering real civilizations, we were perfecting imaginary ones. Then we discovered quantum narrative technology, the ability to make belief tangible, to pull fiction into reality. A massive vessel materialized, the Yamato, its wave motion gun already charging with an energy signature that made the Krellian sensors scream warnings. One last chance, Chen said. Leave, now. Zarthik's pride warred with his survival instinct. He had never retreated, Never. But he was staring at ships that shouldn't exist, powered by weaponry that defied understanding, crewed by quantum-sustained constructs that fought with the tactical genius of 1,000 fictional commanders. The Eternal Dominion was the pride of the Krellian fleet. But it was facing the Enterprise, the Executor, the Galactica, ships that had been born in imagination and had spent centuries being refined, improved, and made perfect through countless iterations of human storytelling. "High Commander, they're targeting us," Velmor screamed. "Every ship. All of them are locking weapons." Zarthik made his decision. "Full retreat. All vessels, emergency jump now." As the Krellian armada fled in disarray, their quantum drives straining to create distance, Chen allowed herself a small smile. Around Earth, the legendary fleet held position, their impossible silhouettes a promise and a warning to any who might threaten humanity's homeworld. Humanity had spent centuries imagining how to defend themselves among the stars, and when the real threat finally arrived, they discovered that imagination, when properly applied, was the most powerful weapon in the galaxy. The 12 anchor ships powered down their quantum narrative generators, and one by one, the legendary fleet faded back into the realm of story and dream, waiting, always ready to be called upon again when Earth needed its heroes. In the depths of space, Zarthik transmitted a priority message to the Krellian High Council. Mark the human homeworld as forbidden territory. Classification Apex Predator. They weaponized their own mythology. And across the galaxy, other civilizations received the same warning. Never underestimate a species that dreams.